This is your Uncle TreeJam, and we are back with Mass Effect 2. Last time we were attempting to extract Jack from the prison ship Purgatory, a Blue Suns installation that was experiencing a full-scale riot after Warden Curl betrayed us and forced us to manually release Jack. With Jack rampaging through the ship and a fierce crossfire between Blue Suns guards and prisoners, we had no choice but to fight our way to Jack. Unfortunately, we were forced to put Curl down to recruit Jack. Despite her enmity for Cerberus, we agreed to offer her some intel on Cerberus in exchange for her help with the Collectors. She agreed, and now Jack is part of our crew. And just in time, we just completed the last of the dossiers for our first 4 recruits for our mission against the Collectors, so now we're pretty much forced to do the Horizon mission. So as soon as we go to Kelly, we should get a message from her saying that the elusive man wishes to meet us back here in the debriefing room. Now, I have had a little bit of a hiatus between my last episode and this one. Ended up getting a cold and pretty much had my throat completely wrecked, and it just hurt to swallow, it just hurt to cough and stuff like that, and it was just nasty. So I figured to go ahead and take some R&R, but now I'm thinking I'm in pretty good shape, so we can go ahead and get back on the saddle and finish where we left off. Before we continue, I do want to go ahead and take a look at our weapon upgrades and see if we can go ahead and we can probably hold off on shotgun damage until I know for certain that I have other things I want to invest in. We're definitely going to need damage protection. Combat Systems upgrade offers improved protection for all squad members regardless of team members' individual defensive strategies. So, like last time, it's pretty much a stock standard description. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab it. And we should have a new upgrade now, Redundant Field Generator. Kinetic barriers have improved the survival rate of individual soldiers against modern weapons, but attempts to reinforce failing shields and backups have traditionally failed due to interference. This area has remained an active topic of research for Cerberus, and a prototype redundant field generator has been created. With the proper investment, this can be miniaturized for personal use. So sometimes when our shields go down, they are instantly fully restored. So let's go ahead and research that. That should come in handy. In between this episode and last one, I did spend some time, or actually no, not even. I think it was between the time I spent doing the loyalty missions for, actually the recruitment missions for Jack, and some of our, shopping and other miscellaneous activities beforehand. So, we pretty much, once we recruit Jack, at this point there's nowhere we can go. We cannot take the Normandy, we cannot access the Galaxy map until we do a Horizon, so unfortunately that's, we're pretty much locked off for the time being. And I'm gonna go ahead and skip emergency shielding. I feel like I shouldn't, but I don't plan to use Metagel. I'm minimizing my use of Metagel and heavy weapons as much as possible. Now, if there are moments where I have to use it, like the last mission for the main narrative, then I'll go ahead and do so. But for the most part, I want to go ahead and just tone it down a bit. We're going to go ahead and wait on some of these upgrades. We're not going to need this one, but we will need heavy weapon, heavy ship armor, and a Thanix cannon. Let's go ahead and grab that shotgun damage then. We can improve our shotguns for our entire squad. Or at the very least, the people who use them. And now we have a shotgun shield piercing upgrade. With the addition of a phasic module to the Mass Effect field generator, each slug is encased in a phasic envelope before it is fired at a target. This disrupts any Mass Effect field protecting the target, resulting in superior penetration. Back in Mass Effect 1, I believe we had phasic rounds for that, but, now it's incorporated with our shotguns. So it should increase our damage against shields and barriers, should be nice for those who use shotguns. We do not use shotguns, so we're not going to benefit from it, at least our Shepard is not going to do so. However, we could take a squad mate who uses shotguns, and right now I think it's Jacob, Jack, Grunt. If I'm not mistaken, that might be it. Miranda does not use shotguns. Zaid does not use shotguns. You'd think Zaid would, but he doesn't. And who else am I missing here? Morden does not use shotguns. Oh, and we should probably go back to talk to Morden just to get some miscellaneous comments from him. But let's go ahead and talk to Joker real quick. Get his feedback on our recruitment of Subject 0/Jack.
Edie, we got venting from the number 16 lithium heatsink. Okay, Shepard, glad you're back, but keep an eye on that last one. We can only hold so much crazy.
I assume everything's going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last. It seems like Garrus has finally worked that stick out of his butt, but now he's trying to beat guys to death with it. I can't believe I like the old Garrus better. Zaid is like you, but takes checks. As long as it's not my money, we're good. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
Alright, well, I think we'll go ahead and just say that we've handled Joker's commentary for the most part.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
I think the last bit of dialogue we had before any, like, if you're asking him how things are in the cockpit, and then Edie pulls that little prank on him, that's usually the last bit of dialogue we'd have with him for a while. At least until a certain something happens. As far as just that specific dialogue option, the how are things going in the cockpit option is concerned. Otherwise, yeah, he has plenty of dialogue left. But let's talk to Jacob. I'm pretty sure he has something to add. And we can actually see a picture of a Revenant machine gun up there, which we're not going to get.
Commander, can I help you with something?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Already? I'm not big on forcing these talks, Shepard. Let's do this later.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
Okay, well, looks like Jacob has nothing else to say. Looks like I was right. Now let's talk to Morden and just get a miscellaneous comment from him.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Not a good time. Trying to map contamination vectors requires focus. Ship-wide infection of human-tailored virus possible if I slip. Anything else?
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
Might be a good idea to test that outside a human ship, Morden. You know, just putting that out there. If anything happens to the crew, I'm gonna blame you. Yeah? Alright, buddy. You have fun. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and go from deck to deck, see if there's anyone that needs any particular talkie-talkie. I think Miranda does not have anything to say, and I'm pretty sure she does not have anything to say whatsoever. You think that with Jack joining the crew, she'd have some commentary about Jack's history, but, you know, apparently not. A little bit of I think the game kind of stalled there for a second. Don't know what's going on, but... Also, I do want to mention that I am switching up the recording a bit. Besides going full screen, I'm now also playing at 60 FPS, so I'm hoping that it doesn't cause any, issues with the recording. I've tried and, figured, you know what, may as well go ahead and use 60 frames per second, and we'll see if it works out. If it doesn't, then worst case scenario is to go back to 30 frames per second and, well, just roll with the punches. Rolston and Patel have nothing to say to us, and that's a shame. Was kind of hoping for some dialogue from them. How about you, Kasumi? Anything to say?
Hey, got a minute? The Normandy runs so quietly. I'm not used to hearing my footsteps when I walk. One of the girls in navigation thinks she might be pregnant. Even aboard a Cerberus vessel, life finds a way. I have to say, that Jacob? He seems pretty intense. I wonder if he likes Japanese girls with a penchant for kleptomania. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Right. We can go ahead and move on. I think Garrett's nothing to say. I'm pretty damn sure he's nothing to say at all. As well, him and his calibration's pretty much an excuse for him not to talk to us. Isn't that right, Garrus? Don't want to talk to us? Huh? Yeah? Okay. Peace out, pal. Let's go to deck 4, and I think what I'm going to do for this particular episode, I'm not going to start Horizon just yet. I'm going to go ahead and just finish up crew conversations and then maybe offer some brief thoughts on Jack. We'll go from there. Obviously, I want to kind of save my commentary on, or at least my critique and evaluation of writing for characters until, ideally, until we've gone through loyalty missions. You know, ideally that'd be the best time to go ahead and, because at that point we'll have gotten enough dialogue in and seeing the characters, you know, growth and progression. Not always something that I'll be able to deliver on. There are some characters I feel more strongly about than others, but we'll just see where it goes.
Shepard,
Just checking in, making sure you're acclimatizing.
humans talk too much. Like the tank. Come back later.
For instance, Grunt. There's not much to really say about Grunt.
That's all for now.
Shepard.
I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know that right now. If, 20 episodes from now I have nothing else to say about Grunt, then, well, don't be surprised.
So, Kenneth, did you know we've got a crazy woman squatting down in the subdeck?
What? If she touches anything, I'll kill her.
Oh, and the only thing she wears from her waist up is tattoos.
Oh, maybe I should go down and welcome her aboard.
And she's a murderer, has biotic powers that could crush you with a blink, hates everyone in Cerberus.
Damn it, girl. Stop toying with me.
A little commentary about Jack. Also a bit of an unrelated note. I have noticed now that my PC is really chugging. I wouldn't think it'd be chugging for Mass Effect 2, but, well, apparently it is. I'm gonna take a look and see what's going on. I'm a little concerned because my PC is basically now a space heater for my room, and that's, I might want to look into maybe changing some stuff up with the setup. I'm a little concerned about my PC's health, but, we'll see what happens. But here's Subject 0/Jack. We went ahead and gave her access to Cerberus databases because, well, we need her as an ally, but just so you know, no matter whether or not you decide to grant her access, Jack will find her way into the systems one way or the other, so it doesn't really change a whole lot, in my opinion. But let's talk to her and find out a little bit more about her character and more about her motivations for being here.
Hey,
Now, until we do a certain mission for Jack, she's going to be very insular about what she lets out. So, she's not going to be the easiest person to let out her personal feelings, and she's not going to trust easy. We're going to have to work for it.
what do you think of Miranda and Jacob?
Jacob doesn't know who he is, but that's not my problem. Miranda's a Cerberus bitch. Knew that before she opened her mouth.
Also, doesn't help that we're working with Cerberus, so it doesn't exactly, if someone doesn't already like Cerberus, it doesn't exactly engender trust.
What do you think of our mission?
I don't care. I'm out to survive it, then cut loose.
I've picked up a lot of resources. Can you use them to help against the Collectors?
I ran across the schematics for making L5X implants. Still got them in my head. You want to know what I need? Not usually my thing, but I've learned how to get things done on my own.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this stuff, and I think if you want to do a certain something later on in the game, in the end, of the last mission, the suicide mission, you're probably going to want this. A little bit of a spoiler, but we're going to go ahead and get her an L5XN implant. Jack's vital signs show progressive neural degeneration, which would normally decrease her potential ability to generate Mass Effect fields. Instead, her ability appears to be increasing. Replacing the power module in her bioamp with a higher capacity prototype module would dramatically increase the strength of Jack's biotics, which would boost her biotic damage by 20%. Does make you wonder what Jack's lifespan is going to be like after Mass Effect 3, but, see what happens.
Hey,
Tell me about you, Jack.
I'm still finding out about me. Thanks for letting me look at these files.
If they're helping you, that's good enough for me.
Don't be my buddy. You need me to kill for you, I need you for these files. Let's leave it there. Your friends at Cerberus are into some nasty things. I'm gonna find something I can use. I just know it.
What if the answers aren't what you expect?
I'm not looking for answers. I'm looking for names, dates, places.
What happens when you find what you're looking for?
I go hunting. Anyone who's screwed with me pays. Their associates pay. Their friends pay. The galaxy's gonna be a lot emptier when I'm done.
I won't let you go on a killing spree.
I'm here for your mission. After that, what I do is my business.
What's your history with Cerberus?
They raised me in a research facility. I escaped when I was a kid. Been on the run ever since. And they've been chasing me ever since. But soon, I'm gonna chase them.
You think about this a lot, don't you?
I go to sleep with this. I wake up with it. Everyone I kill, I pretend it's the ones that did this to me.
You don't have to live in this pit, you know.
It's dark, quiet, and hard to find. That spells safety to me. You know, this ship is a powerhouse. You could go pirate. Live like a queen. I could help.
We have to stop the collectors. I don't have time for piracy.
When this is done, we'll either be dead or out here in space. With this ship. Think about it. Lots of creds. Freedom to go wherever you want. And all the mayhem and fighting I could want.
What is it about killing that fascinates you so much?
I figure every time someone dies and it's not me, my chances of survival go up.
I should go.
Yep.
One thing I will go ahead and say about Jack is that she's a character who's defined, very heavily by her aggression towards others and her impulsiveness. And it might be too soon to go ahead and say this. I want to give her a chance to go through the loyalty mission. But I will say that I think that Jack is far more compelling as a character in Mass Effect 3 as opposed to Mass Effect 2. I think at this point, her aggression is used mostly as a veil, essentially, kind of a mask that she uses to hide her insecurities. And you could say that a lot about people who use aggression like that in real life. It's kind of a tendency I've noticed. I don't want to, not blanking everybody with that term, but more often than not, that's what aggression really is when it comes to insecurities.
This mission takes me back. Jack, Subject Zero, whatever you call her. Hell of a girl. Could have used a destructive little bitch like that 10 years ago when we dropped blind into the Krogan DMZ. Took out a lot of Krogan that day, but we lost way too many men.
It's nice to see that Zaid has some commentary about Subject Zero and the recruitment.
Trying to remember, what was his name? Solarian infiltration specialist. 100-story man. Guy could disable a station security with a few taps on an Omni tool. He went to work with Eclipse a few years back. Had to kill him for a job. Your Mordant Solus kinda reminds me of him. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
I've noticed that when Zaid's leaning forward for that particular line, I noticed like a very sudden, just a very sudden change of the lighting on Zaid's face. I don't know if it's because it's tied to the animation script. I actually have no idea. I can't even guess. Like, I have no idea. Either that or it's just the way he... Moving forward, it just causes the lighting to just dramatically change as the way it appears on Zaid's face. I'm a little lost on that, to be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and make one last check and make sure we're ready to go. I think we're ready to go. Emergency shielding is probably gonna take a good chunk out of our resources, and ideally I don't want to. Yeah. Then again... You know what I'm thinking? We're not going to be mining for any other resources. We don't happen to... We can't buy any more upgrades right now. Let's go ahead and just get it for the hell of it. Before we get, though, I do want to read the description. Shield emitters are optimized to produce a strong, reliable kinetic barrier that can be active for hours. Because of the potential for interference, it is nearly impossible to run 2 active emitters simultaneously. When one kinetic barrier is down, it's possible to activate a second, but this will generally interfere with the reactivation of the primary barrier. Precise timing, a short-term kinetic barrier can be made that seamlessly retracts when the primary barrier regenerates. Let's go ahead and grab that. Basically, whenever you use Unity to heal, all squad members will be at full shield. Basically go down to like full shields. So let's grab that. A little bit of a, tongue twisting there. And I think that's gonna be it. We've taken a chunk out of our platinum, but I think we can live with that. We're gonna go mining anyway, so.
The elusive man wishes to speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
Alright, there we go. Just want to go ahead and to get that to trigger that dialogue.
Jack's tattoos are beautiful. As colorful as her past, I'm sure. I have concerns with her temper, though.
You have worries about Jack?
I know she'll be solid under fire, but her attitude suggests deep personal issues. She pushes people away, yet approaches sex casually. I don't think she understands her own motivations. Just be careful when talking about personal matters.
Don't worry, Jack's a big girl. She'll be just fine.
I hope you're right. Anyway, what's up?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Actually, no, these options are about the same, so, sorry, Kelly, but I think we're done here.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Alright. But I think that's pretty much it. It's a fairly brief episode. I did want to just focus on some of the basics. I think I may... One thing I didn't do a good job of showcasing, and I may put it at the beginning of this episode, if you were playing through the recruitment for Subject Zero Jack and you look up at some of the hallways, you can actually see the Blue Sun's guards and the prisoners in a in a shootout. So something I didn't really do a good job of showing during the recruitment mission. A little nice tidbit you'd be missing otherwise. But it's not really necessary. It's something that I've noticed in the past. I didn't do a good job of showcasing it now, and it's one of those things I thought about showing off and I forgot. And I really wanted to show that off, and I didn't. So, bummer. But we're gonna go ahead and make a save right here. And next time we pick up, we're gonna go ahead and begin the Horizon mission. This is going to actually bring us in contact with our Vermeer survivor. So, until then, I want to go ahead and just say thank you for tuning in. This is GreatTreeJam. I want to wish you guys a happy day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be in this universe or the next. We're going to head to Horizon and see what the elusive man has found out about the collectors thus far. But until then, stay safe, folks. Have a good one.